Brenda's grandmother could not stop crying ever since she met Cameron. This leaves Brenda confused about what secrets Cameron could be hiding. After Brenda and Cameron, Richard Kent shows up at the hospital as well. He insists on meeting Brenda's grandmother, even though she's supposed to be resting. Once Richard goes inside, he locks the door.
Didn't I say I wanted to rest?
Grandma lifted the blanket. When she saw who was sitting on the couch, a trace of hatred appeared in her red eyes.
It's you.
I take it you still remember. I thought after so many years, the hatred in your heart would have lessened a little. But...
How? How could it possibly have lessened? When I think of my poor daughter and how she died so miserably, it still cuts through my heart.
Tears streamed down Grandma's face. She wiped away the tears before speaking again.
What have you come here for? Is it because you want Brenda and that no-good son of yours to be together?
Yes, I do. And Cameron's a good man.
If you're looking for my approval, you're not going to get it. I can't afford to be friends with your family.
For the past 10 years, I've felt guilt deep in my heart. I know your daughter's life has been tough. That's why I want to make it up to her, properly. I want to do what I can to make sure she can at least live without worries in the future.
How can you think bringing Brenda and the person who destroyed her childhood together is making it up to her? Are you listening to yourself? Brenda's life changed forever that day.
Linda, who was still hiding in the bathroom, opened her eyes wide and covered her mouth, afraid she would cry out in shock. This was news to her. She knew she was onto something that she could use to blackmail Brenda and the Kents.
He didn't do it on purpose. He was only 16 years old then, and his mother's death was too much of a blow to him. If you want to blame someone, blame me. Everything is my fault. That car accident wouldn't have happened if it weren't for me. I'm the one who deserved to die.
Grandma sobbed silently. She was dissatisfied with Richard's explanation. Nothing justified the loss that Brenda had experienced as a child and the loss that she experienced as a mother.
Cameron was also seriously injured in that car accident. It's possible his brain was affected by the heavy blow he suffered. After he woke up, he couldn't remember what had happened, and I didn't want to open his scars again. It was all my fault. If you want to hate me, then hate me. But whatever you do, please, don't mention this in front of Cameron.
Grandma stared into his face, and she was shocked by what she saw. There was real and evident grief and pain in it. Richard was distraught.
You might care about your son, but who cares about my daughter? She was only 10 years old. She was still so young. I know her aunt's family bullied her, and I resent my frail body for not being able to protect her properly. Meanwhile, those who remember what we've lost are left wondering if there's any justice in this world.
I know, but the accident wasn't that simple. I've been searching for the truth all these years. Can you just give me some more time? Please, don't say anything until I found out what happened. If it really was Cameron's fault, I'll make him apologize to you and admit his mistake.
Grandma fell silent and looked out the window, deep in thought. After a while, her emotions calmed down a bit. Something shifted in her all of a sudden.
Is he good to Brenda?
Yes. I know my son's personality better than anyone. He wasn't that way when he was a child, but ever since he lost his own mother, he's grown colder. He never pays any attention to people he doesn't care about. He doesn't even pretend to like them. But for those he cares about, it's a different matter. He treasures them, and he'll do anything to protect them. Right now, that includes Brenda.
What's your relationship with him like?
That's a good question. Cameron hates me for harming his mother, and he's been cold to me ever since. He doesn't even want to talk to me. I expect he'll treat you with much more respect than he treats me.
Grandma remembered how Cameron had behaved toward her. Although he wasn't very friendly, the respect in his eyes was obvious. She also thought of Brenda's happy expression when she had been hugging his arm. It was an expression that she hadn't seen on her face since her mother had passed away.
Okay. As you said, if your son wasn't the main cause of what happened to my daughter, I'll take this secret to my grave. No one will say anything to Brenda, and I won't oppose the two of them being together.
Thank you so much for giving me a chance to sort this out.
Don't misunderstand me. I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing this for my Brenda. She deserves to have happiness in her life after all the pain she's been through. And if Cameron truly cares for her, I won't stand in their way.
Grandma wiped away the tears in her eyes and let out a long breath.
All right, let them in. I have something to say to them.
When Brenda walked in and saw that her grandmother had been crying, she wondered what had been said between her and Richard. When she saw her granddaughter, a smile appeared on Grandma's face and she waved at her.
Brenda, come over and sit next to me.
Grandma, you're okay?
Yes, I'm all right. There's still some life left in me, so you don't need to worry. I'm sorry if I scared you earlier.
I was worried sick, Grandma.
I'm actually very happy. You finally found a boyfriend, so I don't have to worry anymore.
What? You make it sound like I'm so undesirable that I'm lucky to have a boyfriend at all.
I'd never say that about you, far from it. You're a remarkable young woman. Cameron, don't you think so too?
Cameron looked down at Brenda and his dark eyes softened.
She's truly remarkable.
You can come over here too, son.
Grandma held his hand and spoke to him in a severe tone.
Cameron, Brenda is my darling, and I hope you'll look after her well. Don't let her suffer any ill treatment, and don't let her down for the rest of her life. Can you do that for her?
I swear I won't let her down.
Grandma then placed Cameron's and Brenda's hands together, patting them gently and looking back and forth between the two of them.
Promise me that you will never be disloyal to each other for the rest of your lives.
Grandma, don't worry. We'll be fine.
After seeing their determination, Grandma looked at Richard. Maybe his arrangement to bring these two together was right, she thought. She was hopeful and felt a sense of relief. Maybe Brenda's life will be better than her mother's. Later that night, Grandma was sleeping soundly in her bed when she suddenly felt the presence of someone standing beside it. She opened her eyes and saw the person's face through the faint light coming in from outside the window. She recognized her and felt a sense of dread.
Linda.
Grandma, it's been a while.
What are you doing here, Linda?
A scared Grandma tried to reach for the emergency bell next to her bed, but Linda blocked her hand.
Listen, Grandma, this can all go very smoothly if you give me what I want.
Grandma laid in bed helpless with Linda towering over her. Linda was desperate and she was ready to go to any extent to get what she wanted. She had worked out a new evil plan in her head. But what was she going to do? Will she be able to get away this time? What happens next?
Hi, Brenda here. Hope you are loving Love Bargain. Keep following us as we release a new episode of Season 1 daily on YouTube. You can jump the queue and unlock all seasons of the audio series by installing the Pocket FM app now. Just click on the link in the description. To watch the next episode of Season 1, tap here, and to watch the full Season 1, click on the playlist.